Welcome to the Best Things Podcast. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Best Things Pod as well. Now, here are your hosts, Craig and Aaron.
Hello, internets. Welcome into the Best Things Podcast. My name is Craig. Sitting next to me, fresh as an Irish Spring, Aaron Brooks.
That's my favorite soap.
See how I tied the next two in together with one?
I did.
That was
Irish Spring is a soap, though, isn't it?
It is a soap, yes.
You remember those commercials?
I do remember.
They're like outside in like a waterfall bathing.
Yeah.
Irish Spring.
I feel like we used to have Irish Spring when I was growing up, at least for a little while. You know, it was probably on sale or something. You know,
I'm sure.
That's how we used to do stuff back in the day. We weren't brand loyal. You know, it was just kind of whatever was there at the Walmart, I think.
No, you just did it.
Welcome to the pod, everybody. Glad that you are here. Thank you for joining us. Before we get into this, do us a favor. I think we need to have a little call to action. Share the podcast. Share the podcast with somebody. You know, we see metrics sometimes, and there's lots of listeners, not always a lot of subscribers, especially on YouTube. You may be consuming this. Please hit the subscribe. I will say this too. I had another podcast creator friend of mine telling me this, and it made me realize we need to tell more people. Smaller guys like us, smaller creators, we're not always going to get populated in rando people's feeds.
That's true.
So we really rely on fans of the show, people we know, people who know us through this platform to help us out and share content. So you're listening right now. It's 2 minutes into it. Take a second, send the link to somebody, say, check out these guys. They're idiots, but they're funny sometimes.
It'll give you something to laugh at.
Yes.
If nothing else.
That's right.
If nothing else. And this is a way to fight back. People are always talking about the consumer culture.
Yeah.
How we just always consume. So don't just consume this.
That's right.
You can fight consumer culture by sharing.
Contributor.
Yeah, contribute to society. Help us improve the culture.
Yeah.
I'm sure that, if they listen to us, culture's got to get better, right?
That's absolutely right. We could solve the world's problems if they would let us. That's what we're trying to say. So share the pod wherever you consume it, okay? So if you're just a fan on TikTok, cool, share it. But really share these long form ones too, because that helps us. That helps grow us.
Yes.
We want to do this all the time, and we need your help. Well, welcome in. It is March. We have made it to the month of March. Congratulations.
Where does this rank on our calendar again? You remember our calendar ranker?
I remember doing it. I don't remember where we put anything.
The best month.
Yeah.
I know that I hated on January and February. Like March has got to be better than that.
I do think March was significantly better. I want to say I think it's pretty high up there. It's in the top half.
I was going to say it's got to be top half, right?
Do you not? Didn't you have a ranking at one point?
I thought I did.
I'll look and see on here as well. I mean, because there's so much going on in March. I'm stretching because I got the iPad right here. I guess I can bring it a little closer.
See.
Yeah, I don't know where I have it.
Like March is a significant month for you personally.
Why? Yeah, I mean, we have February is. I'm not going to say it's more significant, but careful, Craig. She doesn't listen to this. What's the matter?
How do you want to word it?
Yeah, we have our anniversary.
It's a big month.
My dad's birthday is in March. Shout out, Dad. He's listening to this.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's one of our regular listeners.
So, Dad, share it.
Yeah, why isn't he sharing this?
I'm pretty sure he has shared it.
Like, look what an idiot my son is.
Yeah, just a little fun fact. He got mad at mainly you. He was really mad at you about your LA movies takes.
He was, and he expressed that.
But you know what? He was a cop for most of his life. So
yes.
The fact that we didn't highlight more of the cop movies,
Yes, LA cop movies are like just a genre of their own.
They really are.
Look, Chuck, I was just introduced to an old TV show. I say it's old. It's like from the 80s. Okay, but that is old now. Called Hooker. I I promise. Hang on. Just hang with me here.
I know what you're talking.
Hang with me for just a moment.
It's something hooker.
Yes.
It's
TJ Hooker.
TJ. I knew it was something J, and I couldn't remember it. I wanted to say DJ.
Now, who's that famous guy? William Shatner. There we go.
We should have looked some of these up before we started speaking, is what we're trying to say.
Let's see. This was an 80s cop show.
Yeah.
I don't know where it was based. Was it L.A.? Somebody out there, you probably know.
That's a great question.
Anyway, so I've tried to start watching a little bit more 80s cop content.
Right.
Just to satisfy Chuck. Okay? So
there you go. You're welcome. You've influenced somebody. Now everybody else do it and send it to somebody. We're in the month of March, and to be honest with you, we tried just a little inside baseball behind the scenes and how our process of podcasting works. We do deep research every week. We spend weeks preparing for an episode.
yes.
But today was hard. So we spent the last, 30 minutes to an hour right before we recorded on this one. So no, we were trying to figure out like what would be best for this specific time. We've got some future episodes in the works. We got other stuff, but this one was a little bit elusive.
Yeah.
And we couldn't nail it down.
There was like an itch that we just couldn't scratch.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Have you ever seen those videos? I've seen them where, have you ever had the kind of itch that your fingers just can't do? So what do?
You gnaw on it. Like, you gotta tooth it.
Why is that our go-to?
I don't know, but I've done that.
I always thought I was the only person who ever did that. I felt so
like
weird.
A dog. Just like chewing.
And then I saw some other video of the person doing it. I'm like, yes, I feel seen.
Yeah.
It is. There's just some kind of itch that is like in the quantum realm or something in my palm, and I just can't get to it. So you have to just gnaw at it. But that's how we felt about this episode. And then Epiphany hit. It's springtime. And while in Arkansas, springtime in the month of March may mean we get snow next week.
It could.
But it all could also be 85 degrees.
Listen, March also means it's the start of severe weather season for us.
That's very true.
For a lot of the South, okay? And you know that you live in the South. I was speaking at a conference this last weekend, and there was, I don't know, she was probably 7 years old. And one of the speakers during lunchtime, he was just kind of entertaining some of the kids, and he was making some weird noises, and he did this siren. And she's like, is that a tornado siren? I'm like, okay, you know you live in the South when like a 6 or 7 year old kid is like, that's a tornado siren.
Recognizes a tornado siren. And that tornado siren could be followed up by snow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to talk about all things spring today. Now, these are the best things about spring. But as you said right before we hit record, you can't talk about spring without probably sprinkling in some worse things as well.
Is this your favorite season?
No. It is third for me.
It's your third favorite out of 4.
It is my third favorite out of 4.
Okay.
I am a fall guy, number 1.
Okay.
Now, we briefly thought about doing a season versus season, but...
Well, that's what I was going to say was... If you were going to say that you were team spring, I wanted to do like just a rapid fire fall versus spring thing.
No,
but it's hard if you're not team spring.
I'm team fall. Are you team spring?
No, I'm team fall.
Okay. So I'm fall 1. Winter is probably second for me.
Summer last.
Summer's definitely last, yeah. I mean, I love things about summer. I hate the heat, though. The heat is oppressive. I sweat. I'll sweat during spring and winter and fall as well.
Sure.
But I always like to, I've made the joke before, but like the reason fall is so attractive is because you're coming off of 100+ degree weather here in Arkansas. So when you get to the end of September and it gets to 85, it feels so much better. But if we jump to 85 right now in March,
it feels hot.
You feel like you're boiling.
Yeah.
And so I can feel the warmth coming back, and I know what's coming, and so I don't like it. That's the big reason. I'm just so anti-heat. I'm not anti-sun. I like sunshine. I just hate the heat that comes with it.
I feel like you describe days in the fall like, oh, this is a nice crisp morning.
Yes.
I don't think of spring in the terms of this is a nice crisp day.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't
even though it really is. It's got crispiness to it.
It does. It's very crispy out there many times.
But
Or
you're starting to get into the humidity.
you think of fall as being like hoodie weather, and you get excited for hoodie weather. I don't think of fall. I don't think of spring in the same terms.
right? Yeah, you're starting to wear your tees and your shorts.
You're looking for yes.
Again, because you can't wait to get to the next one. We as a society cannot be happy where we are.
You can't live in the moment. You're always waiting for the next thing.
We're just ready to go.
That's our consumer culture again.
That's right. And another reason you need to share the podcast. We're always going to be one step ahead of where you want to be, so why not just meet us here? But we're going to talk about spring. We don't really have a specific roadmap we're going to follow. This isn't like the last couple we've done where we followed a list. So bear with us a little bit as we kind of cut down our own path through this one.
We're blazing a trail.
We're getting out the mower and just kind of mowing right through.
Hey, the start of mowing season is back.
It is, yes.
Along with mosquitoes.
And allergies. Should we get the worst things out of the way real quick?
Let's do it.
Let's just go on our rants for a few minutes.
At the beginning.
Because I've already talked about heat, but you brought up bugs. I hate bugs. They're annoying. I'm not scared of them. They're just annoying.
Yes, they are annoying. Mosquitoes, number one, especially if you live.
And they love me. Dude, I'm the most attractive man to mosquitoes.
We had the doors open to the house last week. It was nice in Arkansas. So we had the doors open. I had like 5 bees that made their way into the house, okay? And it was like, I'm going to have to shut the doors because I can't keep the bees out.
How does it happen so fast?
It's like in one day. Everybody's like,
it can
we're
be
awake. We're
one
going.
good day, one nice 70-degree day, and they're just there. It could have been 30 degrees the day before. Like, how do you wake up that fast?
The wasps are going to be back.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking for
them.
places to build their nest. Oh, man.
Flies.
Ant season was terrible for us last year.
Yeah.
For the first time. Fire ants. I mean, we were all over the place. I mentioned mowing season.
Yeah.
So that's a task for a lot of people.
I don't mind mowing.
I guess it depends on the size of yard you've got.
That's true. But, I mean, it's somewhat therapeutic, I guess, a little bit, because I can turn my brain off, put a podcast in, and just go down the lines, you know. Which, I mean, you're in the country, so we have different grass. We have different grass too.
Yes, we have a very uneven 6 acres of a yard.
You got country field grass out there.
Yeah. It's different. For me, pollen season started last week. Okay,
Did it?
A week ago today, from when we're recording, my allergy started that specific day.
They woke up as fast as the mosquitoes.
I have sneezed so much.
See, I have fall allergies.
Oh, I do too. I am blessed with all the allergies. Okay?
It's like, Aaron, do you have what seasonal allergies do you have?
Yes. I have them. To me, that is one of the advantages of summer, is that it just gets so hot that everything is just dying. And it's why I like winter. Dead things are my friends.
Yeah.
Okay? I would like to claw my eyes out right now, just so you know. I'm snorting.
Please finish that sentence faster.
Flonase. I would love for Flonase to sponsor an episode. That stuff is so expensive.
I thought you were about to say I would love for Flonase to come in a powder form. I thought that's where you were going.
Oh. No.
Have you tried this, the Sinex saline spray?
No.
You need to check that out.
Okay.
Because there's not like any medication or anything like that.
No.
It's just saline, but it helps clear out.
Clear it out.
I recommend it. It's
Look,
nice.
I have done the neti pot.
Not a sponsor. It's kind of like that, but it's a spray.
I have tried the essential oils. You know, everybody went through like this essential oil phase. Like every woman I know was selling essential oils a decade ago. And so I spent one entire spring, like I smelled like the inside of a Kirkland's. Okay. And I had lavender oil and thieves oil and mint oil rubbed onto every spot of my body, because everybody's like, oh, you won't have allergies anymore. It's a scam. Okay. Essential oils are a scam. I'm sorry. They just
smell good. Okay. Or bad, depending on what they are.
Yeah, that's true. So that didn't help. So for me, pollen and allergies is a big
pollen on the cars, man. because, I mean, it's finally the weather. I mean, you're going to get rainy days in the spring, but, you know, those nice weeks, you want to clean up your car. You want to make everything look nice. You clean it. You wash it. It looks perfect.
The next morning.
You get out there. It's just yellow.
Covered.
Birds nesting. I don't know if that's a problem for you.
It's not, but
it drives me crazy. It doesn't matter how much I try to deter birds. They will find any crevice at our property to nest. We have had one in our front porch light fixture that has just been pooping all over our patio, our area. Birds will eat our dog's food. Like, they're just everywhere over here. And I don't know what we're doing to attract them. We're trying to actively deter them, and they seem to not care.
For us, it's not birds, it's moles.
Ooh,
Mole season. I mean, we don't have a dog anymore, but the dog made the yard worse than the moles did because he was searching for the moles. And so you had mole tunnels here and you had dog tunnels there, and it was a disaster.
Yeah, moles are bad
everywhere. How about this one? We have it coming up, and that is daylight saving time. We're going to lose that hours. Are we ever going to get to the point where we can just decide one way or the other?
I could care less which direction it goes.
Choose one and keep it.
Let's just pick a road and stay on it. I think we're obviously getting closer, apparently, but whether or not they'll come to an agreement, I have no idea. But I mean, but listen, we both have 2-year-olds, and is it going to affect us really? Because we're probably going to wake up regardless. Somebody asked me that today. Is like, is Ellie going to be ready for daylight saving? I was like, you know, she could wake up anyway early. Sure. It doesn't really matter, you know.
Somebody asked me the other night, they're like, do you enjoy sleeping in on Saturdays? And I just laughed. Like, I haven't slept in over 2 years on Saturday. I don't even know what that is. Harrison's going to wake up at 6:30 to 7. If he sleeps at 7:15, he's really slept in late, you know. So our days are up and going, you know, no matter. And he doesn't care that it's Saturday. No, Saturday is not a concept to him yet. Not make. I try to remind him every Friday that, you know, hey, tomorrow's Saturday, buddy. You'd like to sleep in tomorrow. You'd like that. So, you know, there's no sleeping in.
No,
but the downside, and there's arguments back and forth on whether you should go daylight saving time permanently or standard time permanently. Right. And a lot of people are like, well, you get the extra hour of daylight at night. And to that I say there's always 24 hours in the day. You know, so if you kept it at standard time, it's just naturally going to be darker later anyway.
Yeah.
Without us manufacturing that. But yes, a lot of people are like, well, yeah, but you got sunlight until, you know, 9 to 9:30, you can still see some in there. I'm also like, yeah, but I have a 2-year-old that needs to go to bed. Exactly. So if I put them to bed at 8 and the sun's still like up in there, they're like, well, I got to go to bed.
Right, yeah,
you know,
exactly.
So then you got that fight going on as well. Yeah. I don't know that there's a perfect solution.
I don't know that there is either. I mean, I've heard.
I think it's pick one.
It's exactly, that's the same platform I'm running.
We will all finally agree to whatever that is, and
we will adapt.
But I would rather just adapt to one.
Yeah.
And never do this jumping back and forth thing again.
I wish there was a way to. Could we not just meet in the middle? Can we
30 minutes.
Can we go 30 minutes?
Shift it 30 minutes. Just split the difference. Let's make everybody happy.
Let's make a global initiative to just shift things 30 minutes and just make everybody happy. Okay? Can we can change the name of oceans. We can change the time 30 minutes.
Yeah, let's get it done. Let's get something done.
All right. What other worse? Is anything else worse about spring?
Okay. There's too many people.
Is that limited to spring?
Well, I think people start to venture out of their holes more. You have to deal with more people, okay? And
venture out of their hole.
They've hibernated all winter. We were recently in Branson.
They're not turtles, Aaron.
Stop. We were recently in Branson, and it was wonderful. It was February, and there was nobody in that town.
Yeah, that's true.
And you go to a tourist place once April gets here, and the next 6 months they're going to just be packed in places.
That's true.
Until September comes around.
We have been very, and I'm sure I'm going off on a rabbit trail, but we have always been. My family has always been very fortunate that we have not had to stick into the traditional vacation times.
Yes.
We would usually go to the beach in late September, or, you know, we would go somewhere else in, you know, April or whatever. But my brother married a teacher.
And it's all screwed up now.
And so summer is here. Now we have a kid. They have it. So it's just, we are now back into the normal human cycle of locked in.
To that
we
3-4 months.
We got to go in June. We got to go in. It's just, so we're having to deal with people again. And, you know, it is what it is. I always joke that, it sounds really bad to say, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. But I used to tell people I liked COVID because I could go to a movie theater and there was nobody there. I could go to these places and there was nobody around. That was the good side of COVID, I guess, if you can say there was one. But.
What about spring cleaning?
Okay. I don't remember doing this as a kid. I have not brought it into my adult life, though, as much. I don't do like a big spring cleaning time.
You just spring clean the studio.
That's true, but it was more because right before my daughter's birthday, everything was in here, and I had to get it out.
You don't have a time of the year when you just like everything in the house gets dragged around and you're honestly, like cleaning everything?
No. We usually take it piece by piece throughout the year. If anything, it's usually either before fall or right after Christmas. You know, just because the new year, you got new stuff, and
a lot of times Erica's dragging stuff out in January, and we're trying to eliminate stuff.
Yeah,
but I feel
we'll do a yard sale or something, you know, in fall or spring, and that's usually a time we'll do stuff. But it's not like spring's here, time to get to clean. We did when I was a kid. I do remember doing that at times when I was a kid. I have vivid memories of open up windows and everything gets light everywhere, you know, and smelling spring and cleaning and just hating it. So
Mr. Clean and what was the smell of the pine sol?
We cranked music up, you know, and it was just a whole big day or multiple days of cleaning stuff out.
So I know one of our objectives is that we're going to take everything out of our shop building and clean it out, get ready for spring. And we haven't wanted to do it in the middle of winter. So I know we're going to spring clean our shop.
Yeah. I guess that's true. I didn't think about outdoor space because I will do that over the next month or so, that I'll go outside and the backyard, put it back together. And because you're right, it's gross outside in the wintertime. It's cold. You don't want to mess with stuff. And I guess that's true. The outdoor-y spaces, your sheds, your shops, your yards, your stuff like that, you want to put that back. I got to pressure wash our house. It needs it badly, but okay. Any other bad? Can we start talking about good?
I mean, I guess we did sort of mention the weather. I would say that, especially in the South, your severe weather.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather have snow than tornadoes.
Oh, 100%.
I'll take snow over tornadoes every day.
I think most people would.
I talked to a couple friends about this last week, and surprisingly, they were like, "Oh no, we would choose tornado season over."
Really?
I'm like, okay, the snow is inconvenient for 2 or 3 days for us.
Yeah,
but if you have a tornado,
it's not causing that much damage. You know,
they're like, well, what are the odds that my house is going to get hit by the tornado? Like, it's remember when we did the die thing, like rolling it, and like, are you going to hit a 6? Like, I don't want to take the chance on it. I would just rather have the inconvenience of the snow and not worry, you know, that it's tornado season. And
you know, our city is we're a little bit fortunate in our geography, just because we're kind of in a little bit of a bowl, you know. So we've got hills and some more elevated areas around it. So where's the one at? Thankfully, tornadoes tend to kind of go over us a little bit more. They kind of die out by the time they get here. Not to say we haven't had our moments, but man, other places in Arkansas especially will get hit hard. There's some towns I'm like Valonia. I'm like, where are you living in Valonia, man? That place just constantly getting times. Hit. Yeah, tornado season is tough.
If you live in the South or even like Oklahoma, they get a lot of it. Certain places in Texas get a lot of it, or Kansas. But one of my friends the other day, he sent us radar screenshot and said, "Well, we're headed to the cellar and to the storm shelter." And he said, you know that you live in Tornado Alley when your kids know all the meteorologists by name on TV, you know, because you're
exactly right,
watching
man.
The live weather. And it's that time of the year for us that we do a lot of live weather viewing.
Yeah, man. I used to, I was a nerd about it when I was a kid. Yeah. I know I've said this before, but like, I mean, people still will text me or ask me, hey, what do you think it's doing? Just because, I mean, you grow up down here you just get used to the hook echoes, and you get used to the pattern, and you know where. I mean, I don't know. I probably could do it as well in another state just because I know our state so well.
Yes.
You've seen that map 1,000 times,
Yes.
and the direction that things are going, and you've been here long. We've been here longer than meteorologists that are on TV right now, and they're saying stuff. I'm like, oh, you obviously new here. You don't realize that area is a hot spot.
Yes, absolutely. And then, I mean, you love it when they start mispronouncing city names.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can easily tell that that they're not from the area when they call it by the wrong name.
Yeah,
So.
what's Mount Ida or? All right. Well, if there's nothing else bad, we should probably start talking about some good.
Okay.
Before we can figure out the best thing, we have to talk about all the things. It's time for the thing about the things.
The good things about the season of spring.
I'm going to try to be positive here. I'm going to try.
Yeah, this is not to say that we're no longer talking about the negative, because it probably is going to come up at some point. But let's try to be positive. Let's try to get into it and be happy about it. Are there certain categories we want to go by?
Absolutely not.
No, okay, because my chat GPT broke it up by category, so I didn't know if we want to do that or not. But I mean, we can bounce around.
Sure, I don't care.
So what you're saying is you don't feel like anything we're going to talk about with spring is going to last it very long to make it to the bestie of the rest.
This is a 1 week. This is a 1 week winner.
Which I need to tell the people. By the way, go cop some of our merch. Okay, we got merch. Go hit our website. The best thing, or not just bestthingspod.com, or in the link in the episode notes, because we have the pickle shirt.
I saw that.
We got the pickle shirt. We also have some bestie of the resty shirts. Hall of Fame shirts, some new ones. They're pretty cool.
We eventually need to wear some of our merch on.
It's on its way. It was supposed to be here by now, and it got delayed in shipping. But maybe my next episode, you'll be able to see us sporting the merch. You look like you already hit the button, so I'm going to let you.
I was.
Go for it.
All right.
Almost moved it out of your way.
I'll take this one. It's the beginning of baseball season.
That's a good one.
It's the beginning of baseball season. If I could think of anything positive about springtime, this is it for me as a sports fan, and I like baseball. Let's take this. I'm going to put it number 2 for now.
Okay.
It could almost be number 1 for me, but I'm going to give it number 2 just in case.
And it doesn't matter any level. I mean, you got minor leagues popping up. Minor league games are always fun to go to if you've never been to a minor league
atmosphere.
game. Great fun atmosphere. You're not really
You don't
caring
care
about the
no,
because you're not invested enough. You
No.
know, but it's a fun atmosphere. Some good food, good hangs. College baseball is cooking right now.
We are huge college baseball fans here in
We
Arkansas,
are, yeah.
especially in the South. SEC baseball is
it's a big deal.
It's where it's at.
I mean, it's surprisingly a big deal to some people.
Yes,
They don't
And
understand that we would get into their baseball.
I
teams.
think college baseball, it's growing.
it's absolutely yes.
It's getting big, and if you have a good team, it makes it even.
Why do you think
funner.
that is? Let's just pause for a
Okay.
second. Why is college baseball having I don't even know what the right word is. Why is college baseball having this moment, like this renaissance, this...
Well, I think part of it is just the availability to watch it.
That's a great point.
When we were kids,
Yeah.
college baseball wasn't on TV. You might get the College World Series,
Right.
but you couldn't watch college baseball. Now, due to streaming, I mean, I can watch
Every game, right?
every single game.
Unless it's on Flow Sports.
I mean, you could pay to attempt to watch it on Flow Sports. $30.
That is
for
the only
trash.
network where you pay to attempt to maybe
Absolutely.
watch it. And that's just a gamble. It's just...
It's stupid. I hate Flow Sports. They ought to be run out of business. Especially when you have to pay that much money to watch a few games.
A little side, in case you're curious about why we're dogging on a network so bad, Arkansas plays this pretty prestigious series in Arlington every year, and the only way to watch it is on Flow Sports.
Yeah.
And is that all they do, or do they do?
No, they cover all.
Do
sorts
they do
of
some Dallas
sports.
stuff, or is it just?
No,
It's a national network.
Yeah, it's national stuff that
Godspeed.
they do. And there are schools like I know Indiana, LSU. They stream a lot of their baseball games or wrestling or other stuff
Really?
on that app, on that platform. And I could not imagine
Goodness.
paying a subscription for that
Not at all.
at all. So they shouldn't be allowed to have it. It's nothing but problems every single year that they do it.
Every year. I paid for it 1 year and regretted it, and I have not done it since.
I didn't pay for it this year, and I still regretted paying for it last year, just thinking about how bad it was this year. But anyway, college baseball's here. It's a lot of fun. And then spring training for Major League Baseball starting.
Pitchers and catchers reported a couple weeks ago. And
to me, I know baseball has lost some of its following in the country. I think it's going to start building back, though. I really do.
Too. I think they're making a couple changes that are probably good for the sport. I think you also, with the resurgence of college baseball, you're starting to fans like us that don't have a team here in the state, a pro team here in the state. You're going to start. You see your players now more than ever in the majors, and so it gives, even if they're not on your team. I mean, you're a Rangers fan.
Yeah,
I'm a Red Sox fan. So, but even outside of our teams, you've got some players to root for.
That's right. And it helps. They have removed some of the blackout restrictions that are going on. They have loosened some of it, which was always annoying to me in baseball. Like, I couldn't watch Rangers games in Arkansas because I was considered in the Dallas market.
Which is so dumb.
I'm 6 hours away, okay? Yeah. So they finally loosened that up to where I could actually stream games this year if I want to, which is very helpful. So that's good. But to me, baseball is one of those, as far as just a sporting event to go to, I love going to a baseball game, I think, more than any event.
Yeah.
Just because it feels, I don't know, there's something about going to the ballpark and getting a hot dog and some nachos.
Fun, that is, I don't want to say baseball is the most enjoyable sport to go see, but it might be the best outside of the game, the best environment.
I'm going to go on record saying this. In pro sports, I like the Major League Baseball environment better than any pro sport that I've been to.
That's a great. I don't disagree with
just
that.
As far like I would choose college basketball as probably my favorite sport,
right?
But I would choose to. I love going to a Razorback basketball game. It's an incredible atmosphere. But as far as just the environment of a pro sports game and going to a stadium and everything that's taking place, baseball is just.
I think it is because it's a little bit looser and more chill.
It's relaxed.
It's going to be a long game, so you can kind of settle in.
You can settle in. You can have some conversation back and forth. If you turn your eyes, you can just have this conversation going on.
It's a communal thing.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of downtime, but you're also going to have some tense moments too. When it's bases loaded and you're down by 2. And you can tie it, take the lead here. So there's going to be those moments, but also it's a lot of them are outdoors.
Yep.
So you got the nice air. You've got you can smell the food. All of the food might be the best too.
The food is good. The organ music at a baseball game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just walk in the grass. Just watching the guys take care of the infield.
Yeah. Get
the grass ready. The organ playing, the smell of popcorn and Cracker Jacks and peanuts and hot dogs.
And barbecue.
Yes.
You get some nachos. They're coming around with cotton candy. And
it's fun.
It's a great environment, yeah.
Absolutely. And even when the team is bad, like a lot of times we're in Colorado in the fall, and the Rockies typically aren't very good, but it's just fun to go to Coors Field. Mm-hmm. Especially in that environment, you got the mountains in the background, and it's a lovely evening always. It's just fun.
I looked yesterday, and the opening weekend for both of our teams.
I do know it. Yes,
it's at Globe Life.
It is,
and I'm like,
it is.
Can we make that work?
We need to attempt that
because we haven't been to a game in a while.
No,
and. Which I don't feel like the Red Sox have been down here. They're not down here very often anyway, but like they haven't been down it feels like in a workable minute. I mean, they obviously are here, but
and look, here's the nice thing about Rangers' new stadium. I went last year and experienced for the first time. They've put a retractable roof on it. So, you get to July in Dallas and it's like 112 degrees. They just shut that thing and crank the air conditioning inside. And it was a lot of fun, being in there.
But, I also looked at opening day tickets, and you can imagine.
I bet.
They were actually sold out. So,
were they really?
Yeah, you couldn't get tickets.
Wow.
So I think that recent World Championship probably helped them out a little bit.
Yeah.
Sell some tickets.
We got to find a way to get that.
We do need to find one.
It's also...
We could go to Fenway. I mean, we could do that, too.
It would be an absolute bucket list park to go to. Baseball is also my favorite fantasy sport.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
I love fantasy baseball more than any of the fantasy sports I played, including my recent pickup of fantasy NASCAR. So...
I couldn't get into it as much. I don't know why. I just it was too much for me. It was overload.
There's a lot to it.
There's a lot to it.
But for somebody who likes to tinker and look at stats and stuff, it's fun.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a really good first one to take. And I'm not sure if I can top it, honestly. I'm looking at the spring activities, and I'm not sure I can beat baseball season starting. So I'm just going to list off some other things. I'm gonna not go in order here, but birds chirping.
I thought we were done with the worst. No, I like to hear some birds occasionally. It depends on the context, though.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to hear them from afar. I don't want to be inundated by them.
And the time.
Honestly, we talk so much about the bad things about spring. I'm looking at the list now going, we should have just made this the worst episode.
Is this the worst?
Because I'm looking at a lot of the nature-y stuff, is just like, I don't know. I don't know that I'm here for the nature side of stuff.
Let's talk about nature for a second.
Okay.
I will die on this hill. Outdoor nature things are better in the fall than they are in the spring.
You are 100% right.
If I would prefer to go on a hike, to go camping, to do any of these things in the fall.
Yeah.
Bonfire, let's have a hot dog roast.
Because, again, for the same reason, it's... Number one, things are dying, but means the bugs are not going to be in your face as much. They're not coming alive. You don't have everything coming alive around you. You have things retreating.
Less energy to bother me.
Yeah,
now they're just like, oh man, we're jacked.
Yeah,
spring. Like who can we annoy?
I will. You know what? We're gonna do this. I'm just gonna. Really.
There you go.
We're going with the sports theme. I'm going to talk about March Madness. March Madness is in the spring.
Okay.
And we both are March Madness fan. We thought about we've done a whole episode on March Madness. We tried to revisit it and we couldn't make it work. But March Madness is the best weekend. The first weekend is the best weekend in sports.
Absolutely.
The whole 3-weekend ordeal is some of the most entertaining.
The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that first tournament weekend.
Yeah.
It's unlike anything in any sport. It is hands down the best.
I saw some video. It was a highlight reel, and it said, "Welcome to March Madness, where there's going to be some kind of white guy go off this tournament." There always is. There's always some white guy who just turns into a superstar.
Let me tell you, it'll be Big Z. He's going to go off and send Arkansas on a
he will advance Arkansas to the second half of the first game. So, yeah, I mean, March Madness is great. It's the least productive time of the year. If you think people are getting stuff done on that Thursday or Friday, as a boss, you are fooling yourself.
If they're a sports fan, they ain't doing nothing.
Even if they're not. My wife is the furthest away from a sports fan, and she's paying attention to the games. They got a bracket.
You got to do the bracket
Most
thing.
Businesses have, they have a giveaway or they got some prize. So you got to pay. Which check out. Just follow us on the socials. We'll probably have some bracket thing you can join.
We do.
It's always a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm gonna put March Madness in there, and I'm gonna put it number 1 right now since I had such a hard time coming up with something else.
I'll take Easter number 1. I feel like that one was there.
That was there for the taking.
I don't want anybody that I know to be like, he took baseball over Easter. Because for those in the Christian faith, that is kind of like the biggest.
Yeah, I was
the
just
biggest
looking at
holiday
this
of the year
list.
for
This list didn't have Easter, so that's what I was looking at.
So before I make that mistake, let me go ahead and take Easter.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a really good call. Good Friday. I'm gonna cover our bases here.
Yeah, Easter.
That's a good call.
I think we may try to do some sort of Easter related
Yeah,
content
we're gonna do
a little
something
closer
for Easter. Yeah,
coming up. But
get to church. What are you doing, people? If you're not in church, get to church. At least on Easter.
yeah, you can once a year, Christmas and Easter.
Yeah.
Twice a year, make it. If nothing else. I saw one of the things that popped up for me is like one of the best things about spring was like sunrise church services, and I was like, well, okay, actually being in ministry, I ain't going with that.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing to me worse than the idea of a sunrise service.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, I guess it's nice, but in practicality, I don't.
Oh yeah, if you're a morning person, you don't have to do anything and just show up. It's great. But for those of us who
have
gotta get
never
there
just
hours
shown up.
early and organize it and put it together and hope people
Absolutely
show up,
not.
yeah, we're not doing that.
No way, no how. But I do like Easter.
Easter's great.
That
I mean,
Sunday,
it's different for us.
Yes.
than a normie, like a normal person.
It is.
I enjoy Easter, but we don't get to just enjoy Easter, if that makes sense. I mean, I
There's
know you know what that means.
There's a lot of work that goes into it.
There's a lot of work that goes
it's
into
your
it.
probably your biggest day of the year.
Yeah.
If
That
you're in
that Easter Sunday nap for us hits way different.
you work, but I mean, it's probably my favorite Sunday of the year. I absolutely love it.
It's great.
And then just Easter in general, doing stuff with your family. A lot of people get together for Easter
food.
dinners. It's a fun
Easter egg hunts for kids.
There's all sorts of candy involved again.
Another candy holiday.
So many of our holidays revolve around candy.
Okay,
Were you going to ask what I was going to ask?
probably. Go ahead and ask it since you brought it up.
Better candy, Halloween or Easter?
Oh, that's not what I was going to ask. But
Okay.
Halloween, hands down.
Oh, you think so?
Yes,
Why?
because there's more options.
More options.
For Easter, you've got that. This was the question I was going to ask: Peeps or Cadbury cream eggs?
Cadbury cream egg.
100%.
And I'm not a big Cadbury cream egg fan.
But Peeps are so bad. If you like Peeps, will you let us know in the comments? Because we want to know who you are. Because I really have a hard time believing there's anybody out there that actually likes Peeps. Because yes, it's just marshmallow, but they ruin it by putting the other stuff on is it just sugar?
It's like a sugar.
But
It
doesn't taste like a real marshmallow underneath it.
Okay, here we go. Ranker, best Easter candies, Reese's peanut butter eggs.
I agree with that.
It's like the Reese's, this is the Christmas tree. It can be the Halloween, the pumpkin.
Reese's is just the best, okay?
Cadbury comes in number 2.
Okay.
They're mini eggs.
The minis are good too, yeah.
Pastel M&Ms.
It's just an M&M.
Did we agree that
We
M&Ms
agreed.
are like a trash
Yeah, they're
candy?
a trash candy.
Just-
Yeah, they're not good.
And then the Cadbury
Regular
cream egg,
M&Ms. Let's caveat that. Regular M&Ms. Yeah,
yes.
just plain M&Ms.
milk chocolate M&Ms.
Yeah, they're just trash. But like the minis are actually okay. You get a little bit more candy. They're just a step up.
I love the peanut butter ones.
Peanut butters are great.
Peanut.
Peanuts. There's Crispies. There's
Yes.
all kinds of other kinds.
Their other variations are way better than the
way
original.
better. Now there's some versions of those that are also trash.
Yes.
But like the brownie, that's too much.
brownie bite.
It's too much. It's too much.
I am not a fan of the caramel filled one.
Caramel. No, there is a caramel cream egg. There's a Cadbury caramel egg.
Okay, so Cadbury comes in number 5.
Okay.
Cadbury caramel comes in number 6. So Cadbury takes 3 of the top 6.
That Cadbury caramel is good.
That thing, I can feel this tooth already hurting. Like, it's just giving me that sweet sensation right now. What about robin eggs?
Oh, the Whoppers?
Yeah, the little robin egg.
God, I haven't had one of those in a very long time. I remember them being pretty good, though.
Hershey solid milk chocolate eggs. Jelly Bellies.
I'm not a jelly bean guy.
You're not a jelly bean?
I'm not a jelly bean guy.
Oh, why?
Really, I don't know. I've just...
Okay, see,
They're not good.
They're not good.
They're just not... The flavor is not good. Jelly beans are just not good. I'm sorry.
No.
It's just a fact. I'm just not.
What do you even mean?
I mean, I don't like jelly beans.
They're chewy?
but it's not a gummy. It's like I don't know. It's like just shy of a gummy, and it's off-putting to me for some reason. I mean, I'm not like going to spit it out if I've got to.
Have you tried Jelly Belly brand?
I'm sure I have.
Their flavors are so much better.
Jelly beans. The only good thing about jelly beans is putting them in a jar and making people try to figure out how many are in there.
They are very popular for that.
That's what they're for.
The 10th most popular Easter candy, according to Ranker, is the Snickers egg.
This feels like this should be the episode when you get close to Easter. We should taste test these.
Ooh,
because maybe I'll come around to Jelly Belly.
Maybe you would. So, but Easter baskets. I forgot about Easter baskets until this year.
Until we had a kid.
Yep, Easter baskets are a thing again. It's like, oh, I remember those.
Yeah,
those are cool. I don't know what age you stopped.
Easter's great. Easter is really great. You watch the Ten Commandments. That's like a tradition.
Okay, I had a friend the other day. He's recently become a Christian. He's like, hey, I've heard a lot about this Ten Commandments movie. I've never seen it. I was like, you got to come to the house. We'll watch it this Easter season together. Yeah. And it's required viewing.
Which, The Chosen, they're getting. I still have not seen it.
Okay,
I need to, but they're getting close to. They're doing a big Last Supper.
Okay,
3-part something around Easter time. So
they're
getting into it too.
I jokingly tell people when they get to heaven and find out that Moses was not Charlton Heston, they're going to be greatly disappointed.
Wait, Charlton? Moses was not just a middle-aged white guy?
No. So
that's funny. It is a good movie. I'm wishing I had taken Easter now since I was,
I thought you were going there. I thought that I just left it up for grabs.
So can we just Should we just automatically give Easter the win and just say this is for second place? Because how are we going to eliminate Easter? You can't. And so the rest of the we should just end it. Let's just end the episode. Easter wins.
Yeah, that's true.
So you picked it, so this is your call now.
Yeah, I mean, we can't put anything above that. At least for us, that would not that would not go well.
So we're gonna golden rule Easter. That's not the right way to put it. We're gonna
golden buzzer it,
and just say it wins.
Yeah,
everything from now on is for second place.
And now that we've opened up this Pandora's box, I mean, how do you decline it from going into the Hall of Fame? Like, okay, I'm sorry, the resurrection of Jesus does not make you're going to bump that for pizza? I don't know. We're going to get in trouble for that.
That's a great point.
So,
yeah. That's
just...
And people say, because you said right before we hit record, is y'all's podcast like a theological, like you talk? This is why we don't include, because it just wins, okay? It just wins everything. So we're just gonna say Jesus wins everything, and so everything else we talk about, even in the hall, it's all second best,
yes,
okay?
Yes. That's a good way to put it, okay?
So Jesus wins. Moving on. Okay, I am going to take. You know what? I don't agree with this statement that's here, but I do agree with this.
I don't agree with this statement, but I agree with this.
This says the first barbecue of the year. Okay, so. Now, we have both said the way they describe this, number one, is wrong. Barbecue is different.
They're talking about grilling season.
They're talking about grilling season. And we grill anytime. We smoke all the time.
There is never not a barbecue season.
That's correct. But we both can agree your outdoor cooking starts to become a little bit more
okay.
popular.
I'll give you that. Outdoor cooking.
So it becomes more of a communal thing.
You bet.
You're outside more. You're having a picnic. So your outdoor cooking, that's where I'm going to put that at number one. You know
outdoor cooking, number one.
I'm going to swap that with March Madness. March Madness is going to go number 2.
I like it.
Because it is, I do it in the fall too now. Okay, so we're just talking about, I also amp this up. Summer gets a big break because it's too hot in Arkansas, but in spring you kind of get back to it, and it's awesome. So outdoor cooking.
Favorite thing to outdoor cook?
Oh man, I mean, it's hard not to say steak,
Oh, okay.
but
It's true.
we break out the Blackstone. We'll do some fajita stuff or anything out there. This time, as it's getting warmer and stuff, I'm about to redo some parts of our patio deck area to kick the dog out, so I don't have to always spend 30 minutes cleaning everything down before I cook.
When you said steak, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of hard to beat. I was first thinking ribs. It's still been heavy on my mind. When I told you the other day about doing different flavored ribs,
why is that not more of a thing?
like I want to get together with somebody and like let's have 4, 5, 6 different types of ribs to just eat on.
Yeah.
I forgot. Every time I eat ribs, I'm like, man, I love ribs.
A good rib is really good. Now, that ribs can be bad.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the few barbecues that you can do poorly.
They can.
But, because you can overcook them. They can be tough. You can have barely any meat on them. All right, what else do you got?
Okay. I wasn't prepared for this. What was I going to take? I had one in my mind just a second ago. Hang on. Where's it at?
Where's it at?
Okay, I know. Here it is. Let's put. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I think I want strawberry season in there.
Okay, that ties into what I was going to go into next. So
okay,
which is just seasonal foods, like the seasonal
foods. Okay, should that just
seasonal
be
fruits and vegetables?
Okay, all right. I'll just go ahead and put that as a. We'll put it all under one heading. Okay. Not that I care as much about the veggies. I really do care about the strawberries. That's for me. We have a really great strawberry farm just a few minutes down the road from us.
Yeah,
and. Like, I love strawberry pie, strawberry shortcake, and it's like it's 1 month out of the year that you can get strawberries, and man, I get jacked for strawberries.
Walmart has the worst strawberries. Can I say that pretty clearly? Walmart strawberries are terrible.
Thank you.
We'll get strawberries when we go to Walmart or something because Ellie loves strawberries, and they have just been they don't last very long. They're bad. We went to Target, and I'll need to show them. They're the biggest strawberries I've ever seen. They look beautiful. They're great. They're great strawberries. And it just reminded me how bad the strawberries are at Walmart.
The last few times I've gotten strawberries from Walmart, they're just white all the way through, and they have like no flavor.
Or maroon. Like there's nowhere in between.
But a good fresh strawberry in the spring, and the season is so short here for us that you get like this month and a half or so of really good fresh strawberries that I just like making strawberry stuff out of it. And then, there's other, just springtime fruits and veggies, stuff like that. Did you have some specific springtime things?
This is what the internet tells me is fresh and seasonal around this time of year. But you got asparagus, you got carrots, peas. These are obviously vegetables. Cherries, avocado, lemon, kiwi, grapefruit, lettuce. So
none of those excite me as much as strawberries.
Not as much as strawberries, but anytime you can have stuff when it's fresh in season, it's a win.
Like farmers markets will be back and open. You get a chance to go out and get some fresh local produce and stuff like that. That's always good. That's
where do you want it?
Let's. I'll take it number 3.
Number 3.
And here's the thing: I had so many strawberries. I bought so many strawberries last year that we got them all prepped up that I froze them, and I've still got strawberries. So I always try to buy enough to have those good fresh strawberries left throughout the entire year, so I can enjoy those suckers all year long.
That's true. They're not as good after they're being frozen, but they're still good.
They're better than Walmart.
That's a very truthful statement there. Let's see. You know what? Why not? I don't know. I'm torn. I want to say something about spring break or trips, but it's also crowded.
It is,
and I don't know that I want to put that on here.
See, to me, again, that's a problem. I don't want to go elbow to elbow with everybody. For
this may be a 4-thing tournament because we're having a hard time now. Coming up with more stuff. I'm going to read you stuff off this list. You tell me. We're going to do the whole thing. Hey, whoa.
Okay.
Longer days. Warmer temperatures.
Yeah.
We need to name this segment something. Aaron's noises or something. I don't know. Flowers blooming. Greener grass. Rain showers. That was an intense one. Rainbows.
Okay, hang on. I am always amazed, and I love a rainbow, but we are so impressed by rainbows. Just think about it. We pulled it. We were driving somewhere last year, and we saw a double rainbow, and it's like, we got to pull the car over. I mean, we stopped, we got out, and we took pictures of this thing.
Isn't it funny because you can create a rainbow yourself?
Yeah,
it's not that hard to make.
We see a rainbow, and like our worlds just stop, and you see a rainbow after storm, and like social media is just suddenly flooded with rainbow pictures. I mean, we as a people, we love seeing rainbows. It's just it's crazy.
It's true. Birds chirping. Butterflies and bees.
Well, I like honey.
Ooh, honey. A cool breeze.
Sure.
Sunrise and sunset.
Who cares? Who cares?
Spring cleaning.
This is again. This is not better than fall.
No, it's really not. Opening windows, gardening, outdoor walks and hike, picnics in the park. Baseball season starts. We've already talked about that. Easter egg hunts. I guess Easter was on here. I just didn't see it. Spring break trips, first barbecue of the year, outdoor sports and activities, fresh fruits and vegetables, lemonade and iced tea return. Where did it go?
You stop drinking it?
Where did it go?
Why is it returning?
Spring themed desserts. Okay. Carrot cake, strawberry shortcake.
Okay, see, I would personally, I would shift my category to be that.
You'd be just spring food.
I don't care about the vegetables. I like these. Carrot cake and strawberry shortcake are phenomenal when they're done right.
We're going to switch yours just to strawberries.
Strawberry pie.
Okay.
No, I mean, spring desserts are good. Whatever you mentioned, I take spring desserts because that goes in there.
Okay. Strawberries a dessert, right?
Yeah, it's nature's dessert.
I do like some spring desserts. Carrot cake is great. I do like I had some good carrot cake the other day.
Strawberry pie. You eat strawberry pie?
I eat it, yes.
Don't say anything negative at all.
I'm not going to say anything negative. It's not my top tier pie, but it's good, yeah.
Why isn't it a top tier pie?
The sugar, the extra sugar that gets added. I just want the straw. I would rather have the strawberry than the strawberry pie.
Okay,
that's where I am. It ruins the strawberry by adding sugar to it.
No.
Yes.
Listen to me. It doesn't if it's done properly.
Okay.
So in our strawberry pie, we use very little sugar, only to enhance the flavor of what's there and for the filling. Now, some of them definitely go, like, I don't want a Jell-O strawberry pie.
And that's what it usually, the ones I've had have been. It's
then I'm going to put, I love lemon zest in my, like, lemon and strawberry to me play together very well and really sing of springtime. So that lemon strawberry pie,
I'd be totally down for that. I don't think my mom has ever made one. I know we have never made one. So I'm not going to say whose I've had, but I've had some out there, and they're good. I have no problems with it, but they're always just, it's a lot of sugar. I know there are some people that on like their strawberry shortcake, that's another thing that could go on here.
Yes.
They'll add sugar, they'll cut up the strawberries and mix it with sugar. And I'm just like, well, it doesn't need that. I like the tartness. I like the natural sweetness it has. Add the cream to it, I'm great with. It's when you add the extra sugar.
I would tell you if you're using a Walmart berry, they need the sugar.
That's a good point.
Like if it's a peak ripe strawberry, they stand alone great.
Yeah.
But if it's like a big box grocery store strawberry, sometimes they need some real help.
Yeah. Man, we are struggling to add stuff on here.
I mean, you can have spring vegetables now if you want them.
Well, I wasn't that jazzed up about. I was just going to talk about them. You sure you don't want to move baseball season to number one?
Oh, that's right. I was thinking I still had Easter on there. Okay, yeah. Shift baseball back to number one.
Okay. So do you want your spring desserts number two then?
Let's see. Yeah, I want spring desserts number two.
I'm going to go ahead and say that for you and add that one to two.
Look, I'm fat and I like dessert. Strawberry shortcake, strawberry pie, carrot cake, banana pudding. Although I would say banana pudding is a year-round dessert. You're going to be a banana pudding hater. But the rest of America likes it.
Yeah, I love the pudding. If it's not banana flavored.
I'm not.
I like the Nilla wafers.
Yeah,
I like a soggy Nilla wafer in the custard in the pudding.
I do too, and it's different than when you dunk it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when it sits in there for a while.
I still would like you to try our banana pudding.
You have to make it and bring it, and I can't just try it if you don't make it.
And I think you would still even enjoy it if you worked your way around the bananas in it.
Yeah, I'm sure I would.
But it might convince you to come to Team Banana.
I don't know that I'm coming to Team Banana. I've had it. I try bananas about once a year or so just to see.
Okay.
And it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't excite me. Doesn't get there.
You're not training your daughter to hate bananas, are you?
No, but she doesn't like them.
Oh.
She doesn't like them either. She likes banana flavored things though, but she does. I think it's a texture for her right now. She doesn't like avocado either. But she eats strawberry banana stuff, banana flavored stuff all the time. But she just doesn't like straight up banana. Does this need to be a 4-thing tournament? Is that what we're finding out? Because I keep looking at a lot of these things.
I mean, I would be willing to put flowers on my list. I mean, if this is how bad things are getting, flowers are neat, whatever.
Okay.
As you said a minute ago, I mean, I'm not jazzed up about it.
I got one.
You got one.
St. Patrick's Day.
There you go.
It's a reason to eat corned beef.
Let me ask you, are the
Shamrock Shakes.
Let's go fall versus spring holiday comparison.
Easter wins.
Let's take that.
You want to go Easter versus Halloween? Because that's where it'll end up. I don't think that's where you want to end up there.
You just, hey. Okay.
Continue.
I think that Thanksgiving, it's hard to beat Thanksgiving.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Jesus wins, but just as a day considered as a holiday.
Okay, yeah. If you take Jesus out of holidays.
Yes.
So you want to take Jesus out of, that's what I'm hearing. You want to take Jesus out of holidays? We're going to clip this and put it on social media.
Oh, my.
Especially on Facebook. TikTok's not going to care, but Facebook, they're going to care.
We'll have people that know us that see that.
You're not going to say anymore?
I'm trying to think of a way to phrase this, okay?
That's funny. So if you take the festivities of the day and festivities and food, maybe,
yeah,
of those days, yeah, fall wins. I mean, that's not a comparison.
Spring, you get Easter, you get Mother's Day in spring as well.
Yes, I guess so. Yeah, I guess it's still spring.
Yeah, it's spring.
It gets so warm here. I'm May into summer sometimes.
Like Labor Day, Memorial Day.
That's
that's your
the end of
spring,
yeah.
First of summer.
Yeah.
So Mother's Day is going to be before that. Father's Day
is after that. That's in June.
So, are you taking St. Patrick's Day over Mother's Day? There's a lot of emotional things here in the spring. Okay?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to take probably either holiday, really, if there were more to this.
Let's,
I'm not a mother. I love my mother.
I'll take Mother's Day.
I could say I love my mother and not, I honor my mom every day.
Every day. Every day is Mother's Day.
Which is the same thing about Easter. We should love Jesus every day, right? I love Jesus
every day. I celebrate the resurrection every Sunday.
And you should, too. Get to church.
Look. Here's what I want to do.
We've told people to recommend this at the top of the episode. maybe this is what you should recommend. Just text your friend if you already texted them and say, maybe go back and listen to the Weird Laws one. That was a great episode.
I'll take Mother's Day number 2.
Wow. Over spring desserts. How are you going to eliminate moms now? This is the same thing with Easter. Like, are we gonna? It's because it's gonna be Mother's Day versus St. Patty's. Okay, we give you Mother's Day, and then the next round's gonna be up against baseball season.
What do you want to do? I can't help it that Jesus and moms are both in the spring, and we celebrate them both.
Yeah, how is that? If we added them, how's that gonna go in the finals? Mothers versus Jesus.
Well,
both of our mothers would agree, but other people listening to this list probably
would. No, I'll put Mother's Day number. I'm going to put Mother's Day last. I'm going to put Mother's Day third.
Okay.
I can't make mom's last.
So Mother's Day goes up against March Madness. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. We both have our number 4 left. And we're struggling, y'all.
Oh, here was another question I had for you, and I meant to ask this earlier when we were talking about food. Let's compare spring food versus fall food.
We really should have just done this as spring versus fall.
It should have been spring versus fall.
It really should have been.
Think about fall food. It's chili season.
Oh, yeah.
It's
what are the spring foods?
It's Thanksgiving season. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Spring foods is salad.
Yeah.
It's vegetables.
Yeah.
It's fruits.
Yeah.
I'm choosing Thanksgiving and fall foods every day.
Pumpkin spices in the fall?
I mean, carrot cake. Yeah, I love carrot cake, but
you eat carrot cake in the fall, too.
you can.
Spiced carrot cake is great.
I just think that... I mean, if you limited grilled foods to being spring only, but we grill and smoke in
all year long. Yeah. So it really is tough. I don't know that. Like I said, look, if this was spring versus fall, spring's getting pantsed in the schoolyard because it's just not a contest.
Yeah, we would be dunking all over it.
Oh my God, we are. We literally enjoyed talking more about the worst things in spring at the beginning of the episode more than we have enjoyed this part.
Here's a. How about the colors of spring? Do the colors of spring excite you?
Honestly, that's about even. I mean, I don't mind you like the fall leaves and the fall colors, but I like the brightness and the pastel, of spring. Okay. I like that too. Yeah, that's about a wash for me when it came to those two. If we're going head to head,
I'm just struggling to find a last thing, All
right, so here's how this is going to go then. We're going to just move. We're just going to give first round buys to baseball season and to outdoor cooking.
I feel like this is an episode that Lauren would excel at, okay? Because this is her season.
Oh, yeah. There's people are listening to us right now screaming because they're thinking outdoor weather. I saw roll the windows down and open the windows. There's a lot of people that are doing that. Not if you have allergies, not if you're like the cooler weather. I'm the kind of person that I like the windows closed. I like the cave mentality, I like it a little darker outside. So I like the storm. I guess I could add that if I wanted to. I could add storms because I like storms.
A spring, as long as it's not like a tornado, like
right?
A springtime shower.
Yeah, just a shower, some rolling thunder, just some great napping weather.
Oh, yeah, it can be.
I'm trying to think, is there something I would want to switch mine with?
I also saw on here wedding season. I don't know how I feel. I mean, you guys got married in March.
We did, but it wasn't.
I have to travel to a wedding in Knoxville, Tennessee in April.
We didn't get married in March because we wanted to, though. That sounds bad.
It was a shotgun wedding, okay, guys?
That sounds bad.
They were forced.
Lauren was still in school. We had to go in spring break. That's why we picked March. Because we didn't want to get married in the summertime.
In school?
And she was still in college. And so
okay. just clarifying it for our audience out here, since he said that he didn't choose and then followed it up with she was in school.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad. Thank you for looking out for me. Yeah.
She
was in her final year of college. And it was we didn't want to do summer, and that was the best time to go on a honeymoon. So that's what we did.
If there was nothing prohibiting you, you could just have chosen any time. Would you pick a different time?
It probably would have been. It probably been like in May or something.
Okay,
warmer.
Okay, warmer,
but not hot yet. I would have probably wanted to do fall, but she would have wanted the brighter colors and stuff.
I have a nephew that's chosen to get married this July outdoors in the afternoon in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Goodness.
And everybody in our family hates the idea of it. Yeah. I'm sorry, Evan. I mean, you know this. Yeah. Everybody knows this.
Yeah. That's tough.
So, yeah, not looking forward to that one.
No, that's not a fun one. Outdoor weddings. There's a lot of them lately. It tends to be because they don't want to pay for an expensive building. Let's just be real. That's why we're doing outdoor weddings now. But we should in Arkansas. You don't need to do outdoor weddings, but like 3 weeks of the year.
I had another nephew got married outdoors in Oklahoma City a couple years ago. It had to have been July or August. It was miserable out there.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that to people, please, I beg of you, make the ceremony short.
And tweak the dress code.
The guy that they had do their wedding, our family has laughed about this. He went for 45 minutes.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was the longest.
No. Every time I've officiated a wedding, I'm like, y'all okay with keeping this short? Nobody is here to listen to me.
They don't want to hear you.
They are not here for me. They want to get this part done as fast as possible. This is ceremonial. It's for you. You cool with that? Everyone has been okay with that.
All the weddings I've done, I think they've been 15 minutes and less.
Yeah, right.
That's just how
short and sweet. I love it. Okay. Are we ready to do this thing then and crown baseball season the winner?
Look, it's coming back to sports one way or another. Sports is what's going to win.
Sports and food. Here. That's where we're getting to, everybody. So let's just get this part over with.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the rest. This is the Best Things Bracket.
If you are listening to this episode the week it comes out, you will be hearing that sound next week.
Woo.
It is time.
It's time.
Hopefully, the Hogs will be in it. Probably, if we are in it, very short.
Don't be such a negative fan.
You are the most negative.
What?
Did you say be like Aaron?
I did say that.
We're going to share some of the text messages between the two of us. Because, just if you just see Aaron's Facebook feed and just hear him on this pod, he's the most optimistic pro Razorback fan you've ever heard. But you dive into the personal text messages of Aaron Brooks, you're going to realize that nobody is more distraught than this man right here.
Yeah.
Be more like Aaron.
It's probably a bit hypocritical of me.
Just a little bit. But with great reason. I mean, to be honest, at the beginning, before the season started, we're talking about sports again, y'all. Calm down. Before the season started, you said this probably wasn't going to be a good season.
I did.
You predicted that we would lose during the non-con. We would lose all four of those tier 1 games, and we lost 3 of the 4. Right? We beat Michigan. Oh, we beat Miami.
We went 2-2.
But yeah, you called them. You called them pretty early. We've dropped some I don't think you expected.
Yeah.
But we won a few you didn't expect.
Some of the ones we won I didn't expect, and we lost the ones that I did expect.
All right. What is the best thing about spring? Let's figure it out. Spring desserts versus St. Patrick's Day. 3, 2, 1. Spring desserts. March Madness versus Mother's Day. 3, 2, 1. March Madness.
Sorry, Mom.
Look, I can say it with confidence. My mom would agree with that one. She loves March Madness. Baseball season. Okay, we're in round number 2. So if you're just following us, baseball season, we had a bye here. So baseball season versus spring desserts. Baseball season beginning, I should say. Baseball season beginning versus spring desserts. 3, 2, 1. Baseball. Outdoor cooking returning versus March Madness. 3, 2, 1. March Madness. Is yours for the same reason mine is? We cook outdoors all the time.
Yeah.
And it's good in the fall, too. You don't get March Madness in the fall.
In the cold cooking.
Baseball season returning versus March Madness. We have the beginning of one sport and the end of the other. Which is better? That's the question.
So, professional baseball is a really long season.
Yes.
It's hard for a lot of people,
You're
even
talking
me,
April to October,
to stay engaged all year long.
Yeah.
But the beginning of baseball season, there's just something fun about the start of baseball season. Like opening day, I feel like should be a holiday.
Everything is possible.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, everybody's positive on day number one, and it's just, I don't know.
Records are 0-0.
Just, I think just kind of the history of baseball in America, it being our national pastime, just sort of the pageantry and tradition that goes with it. The opening day of baseball is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The beginning of the season is a lot of fun. But, man,
March Madness.
there's nothing like it.
No, there really isn't. Nothing in all of sports is like that. So here we go. We have to make the call. 3, 2, 1. March Madness.
Madness. I was going to change my mind midway through, and yeah,
It's the correct answer. March
It's the right
Madness.
yeah.
Congratulations. You are the best thing about spring. And I think that's a pretty accurate statement. I think March Madness is the best thing about spring.
I endorse this message, okay? It is the one thing that I really do get excited about. I've been thinking about March for the last month and a half.
Because, I mean, think about it. Okay, so March Madness is gonna overlap with opening day, I think, right?
Yep.
And so after that's over, what do you have to look forward to? I'm looking forward to either vacation in the summer or let's get to fall.
Yeah.
So
It's all kind of downhill from here.
if you're like us, now again, some of you guys watching this and listening to this are going, hey, well, you talk about spring is the best. The flowers are blooming. The animals are out. There's warmth in the air. There's
People are getting their boats out. They're getting ready to hit the lake.
they're having this is your time, but
it's not for me.
I would much rather do most of those things in the fall.
yeah.
So
100% agree.
we are spring haters at the Best Things podcast. So I apologize.
I think we need to hear from the people letting us know that we're haters.
Yeah,
This is your opportunity to sound off.
please do. Please comment. Let us know. We're going to take it. We'll take all of it. Well, we have no battle to do today because those of you that remember last episode, pepperoni pizza entered the Hall of Fame, the Best of the Bestie Hall of Fame. And so we have no winner. So March Madness automatically wins today.
It's going to be hard to top this.
You know, we went into this thinking that this would be a 1 week wonder, but March Madness being the winner, it might go all the way. I don't know. We're not quite sure what's coming down the pike, but
If it does, that makes it the 8th thing,
that's true.
and our Hall of Fame is full.
And ironically, our March Madness episode started the Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Because the winner of that, we had to eventually just call it after 5 episodes because it kept winning. Because we didn't see anything that would beat the Razorbacks winning a national title. So, and looking at that, so we have your team. We genericize. That's not a word. We made it more generic to your team, so it could be whatever team you root for. But for us, it was the Razorbacks. Then we had money. The month of November, Washington, D.C., steak, brisket, and pepperoni pizza. Would Razorbacks winning a title fall to any of those on the list? That's the question. And we can kind of give an answer, I guess, if we want to. But at some point, we are going to put those head-to-head and do something. I don't know how it's going to work yet, but we've talked about once we get to 8. Or once we get to 9.
9.
Because we're only going to keep 8 in there.
Yep. Somebody gets voted out.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Interesting to see. Okay, you got anything else spring related?
No, just gonna go get some more Flonase going.
Not a sponsor. Are you popping any Claritins or Zyrtex or anything like that on the regular?
I do 4 squirts of Flonase a day and a Zyrtec.
Man, you got it bad then.
And I start prepping for it. I started February 1st, trying to just get it into the system. And it's
when will you stop? Will you take the summer break? When will you do that?
Usually late June.
Really?
And it's good until about the end of August, 1st of September.
Then it picks back up again.
And back up.
If it's a bad pollen day or that, there's usually that week or so that everything seems to fall. I'll feel it then, but usually mine hit in the fall.
One of my favorite apps is the pollen app. As you can hear, I'm choked up, and it's from allergies to begin with. But yeah, I keep the pollen app on.
Is that on your watch? You have the index on your watch?
I want to know what I'm waking up to tomorrow. Like tomorrow's a 10.8. It's going to be a bad day.
That's funny. All right, I got nothing else. If you got nothing else,
I'm out.
Okay. For the best things, I am Craig.
I'm Aaron.
We'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see more videos from us. Craig, Aaron, what are you still doing? Go click the video.